Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Marquette, and we're so glad you're with us to stay curious. Today, waving at you and beside me are two of our favorite hoteliers. We've got Robert Carmody.
Hello.
He's the manager of this beautiful Hyatt Place facility behind me here. And Dana LaVasseaur. Dana,
Hi.
welcome. She's the assistant manager. Both these are well-seasoned pros in the hotel world out there. We're going to talk a little bit about their beautiful property where we're going to stage our ShuttleFest II, the second year we've been there, where we've had a lot of fun being there with you folks. And we want everyone to know that we're sponsored today by, get that up there, sponsored today, there we go, GoHistoryTravel.org, new friends of ours that you go to that site. They have, you're fine, Robert. They've got all kinds of little blogs on there about places all over the world in America, including they were in Paris and stopped by Mike Collins, the Apollo 11 astronaut's birthplace, and he was born in Rome is where he's born, not Paris.
Very cool.
But so GoHistoryTravel.org, great partners of the American Space Museum now, and we'll be talking about them a lot. And of course, we've enjoyed always showing this Tom Usiak photograph of your Hyatt Place. No, it's Mark out there. Mark took that. And this, your hotel's been open. Robert, tell us how long the hotel's been open.
So we opened up June of 2020, right when COVID was hitting.
Yes.
And for about the first 6 months, we weren't that busy. But ever since then, we've been running probably 80 to 100% every day.
Okay, we're adjusting the microphone there as another hectic day here at the American Space Museum. You've said you've been running 80% occupancy.
Yeah, it's the level of interest on these launches is huge. So we sell out, especially the crewed launches. But the interest in any launches, the ones that bringing up satellites, our hotel's packed. So is the whole area. So
yay, we say that to everything.
It's a huge boon for the local economy.
Oh, no doubt about it. Dana,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up and how did you get over here in the hotel world of the Space Coast?
Well, I actually was born in Missouri. My father was a pastor, so we moved quite a bit of places and then ended up in Minnesota for the majority of my life. I got into hotels probably about 25 years ago plus. Started
Just
front
a teenager.
desk. Yeah, we'll go with
That.
that.
Yeah, your junior high school job.
Yeah, sure. With my two kids. And so I was, started out front desk and then ended up moving down here about 15 years ago. Started working at the visitor complex as a sales manager. Was there for 10 years and COVID hit. So I ended up going back to the hotel business and met Mr. Carmody here.
Yeah.
And
We've been busy ever since.
Yeah.
You guys have been a good team, it appears to me,
Yeah.
as you worked together for quite a long time. And,
Yeah, we're like a yin and yang.
are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Marty and I. I'm yin and yang.
So speaking of the UCACs,
He's Oscar and I'm Felix.
that's right.
Okay?
That's right. Speaking of the UCACs, we have a lot of their photographs hanging throughout the hotel.
Yes, you
So
do.
Anybody wants to come by, they're all in the hallways and up in our little laundry room on the 5th floor.
And we're going to talk a little more about that and your
Yep.
philosophy of bringing there. Robert, I met you at a Titusville Chamber of Commerce meeting. You had just landed here.
That's right.
The hotel was
That's
still
right.
under construction.
That's right.
And
Went by like that.
I kind of made a beeline to you, and I said, I got this museum I'm representing, and if you got a hotel that close, I think someday we might be doing some business together. And several years ago, my executive director Karan Conklin and I, we wanted to do a monthly event here.
Yeah.
And we did a couple, and they busted our room at the seams there. And I said, Karen, someday we're going to have an off-site place.
Well,
And I had you guys in mind from the start. And it's just, we've done several events there. We did the ShuttleFest one that we're going to reprise here just a second. And then we did the kind of the soft opening of this documentary we're going to do this next up there. So
well, we think it's a great partnership. We love this museum, and we love having the Shuttle Fest at our hotel because it brings in a lot more space enthusiasts to the area, and then they get to see our hotel and the launch room and all that stuff. So I think it's a great symbiotic relationship.
Oh, it is. We love it. We're going to talk more about it. Tell Tell us, where'd you grow up and how'd you get into this?
So I grew up in Coral Springs, Florida, which is down by Fort Lauderdale. It's west of Fort Lauderdale, right near the Everglades. So I grew up catching alligators and
gosh.
snakes and, doing stuff outside, which is, kind of unusual these days.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, and then I moved to Texas for 4 years and moved back. So I've been pretty much in Florida my whole life. But when they asked me to open this hotel, they said, "You want to open up a hotel in Titusville?" And I said, "Where?"
Yeah.
Now I live here. I love it. I love it. I love the pace of the city. The wildlife here is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you have rockets going off. I think it was the first night we were here. Our house started rumbling. I'd never seen a launch before, and the whole house started rumbling. Went outside, and there's a rocket in the air. So I love it. I'm totally geeking out.
That's what we're all about. Robert, I came here 5 years ago, and the city fathers it's cleaner. They've paid more attention to things. They really do the maintenance up and down the main streets here for the tourists to see that.
Definitely.
They're trying in our Space View Park. We're just 3 blocks away from that.
Yep.
And where we're sitting at right now is just 10 miles away from the launch pads at Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Your hotel tell us your location of the hotel there, Dana.
We're right off of US 1, just south of Titusville. So we're literally 12 miles from the launch site.
And they've got at the 405 crossroads that goes into the Kennedy Space Center. They're
Right.
building a new bridge over it. And we're going to see here in a few minutes that you're beside the Boeing facility.
Correct. Yeah.
Not kind of smart to build right there.
That's right. Yeah.
And there.
So we have Boeing and Lockheed right next to us.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more about that in your group. We want to give a shout out to your group. And we'll do that when we show you some pictures of the hotel inside
great.
and stuff. But I wanted to give a little bit of plug for our ShuttleFest is going to be a week from Saturday. We've got a nice lineup there. We don't have astronauts featured, but I guarantee you a couple are going to show up at this.
Yep.
We kind of want to stand on our own 2 feet after we had a fabulous time last year. The
really
Base to Space Mobile Launch Platform 2, we're going to have a documentary featuring on that. And our opening panel discussion to tease you all out there to watch it on our YouTube channel if you can't come to this fabulous hotel to see it. We're going to have Nick Thomas, who's the NASA lead educator for Delaware North, not NASA, excuse me, and CNN reporter John Zarella, who still has his chops and is doing reporting out of Miami. He was the main shuttle reporter, and Tom Usiak, our industry
Mr.
photographer.
Usiak.
They'll be talking at 10 o'clock, and I'll be announcing the other 2 panels. We're going to have a panel on art led by fabulous worldwide known artist Chris Calley, and then you're gonna see Chris's work all over your beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
And then and you guys know Chris.
Yep.
We then are gonna end the program with a look to the future, with 2 current companies and KSC giving us an overview of what the future holds. So this was last year's Tom Usiak photo we used for publicity, our inaugural ShuttleFest.
They are fantastic.
We had a few astronauts there.
There we go.
Those guys weren't there, were they?
They're always there.
They're always there. Robert's a big lead head like I
Huge
am,
lead head,
and there's our Led Zeppelin heroes there.
Thank you for that, Mark.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I know you'd enjoy that. We'll get on down to Kashmir after the show here today, right? But no, here's the real guys that we had there. So blessed that we had Winston Scott on our panel with Mike McCulley and Story Musgrave on the left, and Nicole Stott crashed it.
Yeah.
And they crashed the party. There's Bob Seek on the far right. He launched 57 shuttles as launch director.
Amazing.
And we're sad. And then Mike Lineback's in the back launched another 37 with his arm folded. And that's Mr. Hugh Harris that we lost him almost 2 months ago. And Hugh was our master of ceremonies at age 89 and was looking forward to doing it this year.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. We had Winston at our company meeting, and that was probably one of the best, most interesting speeches I've ever heard anybody give.
Good. I have a picture of that, actually. I'm going to show you here as we go. There's Hugh we want a tribute to him because just a great guy, the voice of NASA for the shuttle era, and really a humble guy. He was just, I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him, Dana,
Not
but he
much,
was.
no, but-
I'm new to this, so I don't know. She knows everybody.
So this is in your main meeting room there. It holds
yeah,
a little
yeah.
over 100 people. There's the big mosh pit around the astronauts there. There's
It's a great turnout.
Yeah, there's Tom Usiak there.
Yeah.
Tim
Taking
Gagnon's
pictures
on the
as
far
usual.
right.
Mhm.
Carlton Bailey's beside Tom there.
That's
so
really
I
great.
had a great time. This is what the panel looked like, where we had 3 launch directors that launched over like 120 shuttles. And
Wow.
Hugh Harris said that they had launched like 70% of all the human beings to leave Earth since the dawn of civilization.
That's pretty cool.
or the beginning
All
of
right.
time, he said. Since eternity.
That
Marty said,
is
since
pretty
eternity there. Quite a group there for sure. Mr. Harrington, God bless you, and Mike or Bob Seek in the middle, and then of course Mike Leinbach.
Mhm.
And you know what was important for me, Dana and Robert, was to introduce these A-listers to your museum, your hotel.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
you know they got to see how you guys operated.
And I think it's cool when we walk in the hallway and we see an astronaut or we see a launch director. It's just,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
crazy.
And you may be spending the night there and
Yeah, that's
run into
right.
somebody.
you meet him
Tim
in the
Gagnon.
elevator.
Yeah, we're going to show. Yeah, we did meet one in the elevator. I'm going to end our program with here. But Tim Gagnon's the Patch Guy, and is his nickname, and he created this ShuttleFest moniker that we're going to use.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
There's your beautiful hotel.
There it is.
As seen from A1A there.
Yeah, looking
uh,
good.
I hadn't put the mileage on you. Yeah, it'd be
Not
about
yet.
4 miles from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Something
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
I would think, about 4 miles.
Right.
And when we have a lunch break, there's plenty of places within the area. And then if
Yep.
you sign up early, we're going to have a box lunch for you. This is the event you were talking about, and we helped you get the astronaut there. But I was really impressed with this was a group of 50 or so
Right.
people
Mhm.
from your organization. There's Hugh, Winston
There's
talking
Winston,
to him.
yeah. That was very, very interesting. I mean, I even told him right after that. I said that was great.
So he does a great job.
Mhm.
Dana, the BBL Hospitality, that's your
Yes.
group. Tell us a little about that.
So BBL Hospitality is we're up in Albany, New York, is our headquarters. It is the most accommodating company I've ever worked for, I have to say, and they really take care of their people all the
really a
way from.
family.
It is a family. It's all the way from the general managers down to the servers. They're all just as important.
Yeah.
And they every year they try it. Of course, COVID kind of kept them from doing it for a couple years, but every year they get their GMs, the director of sales, together
that's what that
for a
was.
big
Yep.
conference, and just so everybody, because we're spread out from New York all the way down to Port St. Lucie, Florida. We have about 17 properties right now, hotels.
And some of those properties are a popular sports bar up in the, or sports family place.
Recovery Sports Grill. Yes.
Yes.
Recovery, it's called.
Recovery Sports Grill. So
Okay.
generally, when they build a hotel, they'll build one of those right next to it. We didn't do that here because of COVID and all that. So
Still got room.
there's room. But,
They can
we
negotiate the
we
property
might actually
deal.
put another hotel there. We don't know.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, so it's sports oriented.
I found that unique, a kind of an interesting blend. I met some of the principal people you guys
Yes.
introduced me to. Very,
They're
more
all
forward thinking into the.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically, the way I think of it as an old baby boomer is they're like the 40 and under
Right.
uh, facility crowd.
Yeah.
Their target.
And it's a great company. They built our hotel, and we also run it. So most of the time they'll build the hotel and run it. So they don't just build it and sell it to somebody else.
I gotcha.
So and then also they just got into managing hotels. So they don't build it. So if you're having trouble with your hotel, we'll manage it for you.
Well, you
So
could
BBL
tell
Hospitality out of Albany, New York.
BBL Hospitality. I knew the love was there when they're bringing people. This was a winter event, wasn't it? So they
It
were
was
coming
in
from
November.
Boston and
Yeah.
getting out
Yes.
of the cold,
That's right.
Yes.
and
They were
everybody
very
flying
They
in.
were jealous.
Yeah,
We took them to see alligators and all that stuff.
yeah.
So
But,
yeah, they had a great time. And
no.
and the facility out there, what is that called out there? The where we had the meeting?
The
Astronaut Memorial.
Oh, the Astronaut Memorial
Memorial
Foundation.
That
yes.
room in there is tremendous.
Oh,
So if
yes.
anybody needs a big room with all kinds of high-tech audio, video, that's the place.
Yep. We had the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 there, and believe it or not, they fed 700 people
Yeah.
boxed
Yeah.
lunches
Yep.
there that day.
It's a very,
That's
very...
Thad Altman's group there, our friend David Hyatt.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's
David
right.
Hyatt's no stranger to your Hyatt Place.
That's
I
right.
know. He
Correct,
stays there
yeah.
a lot.
He should get a really good rate with that name.
He ought to. Yeah, he drops it all the time. Thad and David, we've got to see you here on Stay Curious soon. We're trying to work some things there with them. Let's look at the hotel a little bit here. Some pictures I took off the. I mean, you know, it's every hotel's beautiful and clean and all that. Boy, this one, this is going into the lobby. There's your reception area.
So
there.
yep, that's right around leading into our breakfast area. We also have a full bar. We have a full kitchen. You can get a hamburger, cheeseburger. We have chicken sandwiches, pizzas, you name it, salads. So come on by.
We were talking
Bar's
about the
open.
Usiak brothers have artwork above the way in the back. Those
Yes.
little black squares are their artwork there.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
Most of it's in the hallway leading out to the pool and in our launch room.
Mm-hmm. You have a nice place for people that
That's our little
do some
business center.
business.
That's our little business center.
Back on the right's a couple of alcoves there to get away.
That's
and
right. Little cubby
entrance in the
holes.
front there.
People love those.
Yeah. You put on a pretty good spread for breakfast.
Not bad,
I gotta
right?
say that.
Come on by.
Oh, okay. Here what you say.
there
Come
you
on
go.
by.
Absolutely.
It's
Danny,
on
you
video.
slapped my hand when I had that biscuit in my hand. No, you didn't.
Tell the truth now.
There's good guy Ernie.
Ernie, yep.
You've got
He's our front
you've got
desk.
some loyal staff. They've not
We
been
do.
turning.
Yeah.
You have turnover like anybody else.
Right.
You got
Right.
Especially these days. So
but
we're really
your
lucky.
key people seem to be the same.
Yep, and we it's a complimentary full breakfast, so it's
Uh,
not it's not a continental breakfast with just danishes and juice. It's
Yeah.
we have scrambled eggs, sausage, you name it.
So what's the corporate pitch about your rooms there?
So our rooms are actually very spacious. They're about 1.5 times bigger than a normal standard room at any other
They
hotel.
are. You could have probably put another 15 units in
Yes.
there or something.
They all
like
have
that.
sleeper sofas.
All of
Uh-huh.
yep. and all,
Our sorry to interrupt you. Our hotel has impact windows and a generator that runs the entire hotel. So when the city lost power during Ian and what was the other one after
Nicole.
that? Nicole.
Yeah.
We had AC and TV. So everybody else had no power.
We're actually
loving
the
life.
only hotel in Titusville that has a generator that can run the whole hotel.
So we don't need shutters either. We can sit and watch a
There
Category
you
5
go.
go
So
by.
if you want to get out of your home and be in a safe space, that's a safe spot there. Okay.
It's where the generator is just a huge advantage. When the city loses power, we don't, and you have AC.
Absolutely. Of course, you have to have a beautiful pool there. Nice
Yeah.
little pool.
I haven't been in it yet.
You haven't been in it yet. You're too busy.
Yeah, we are a little bit.
I couldn't believe that both of them came today because
yeah.
though both are excellent at responding quickly to emails and whatever,
Yeah.
you guys are, and I try to be like that too. Take what's in front of you and get
That's right.
rid of it there.
And there's our little fire pit area outside.
Boeing building behind there.
You can
see
go grab a cocktail, and that's right off the bar, so you can go
Yeah.
out there and hang out.
That's beautiful to enjoy the Florida weather
Yeah.
until July and August.
That's like a really big gym that we have, and it has windows. It's not a cave.
Okay.
So you can see out all the way around, all three of those sides, except for where that little mural is. You have windows, so if you're on the treadmill, you can, watch.
And I'd say it's well used.
Yeah,
It is. It
all the
very
time.
much is, and it's got more equipment than most hotel
They really did a good job with this hotel.
fitness centers do. Yeah.
There's looking towards the south there. You got your
That's a nice day right there.
Yeah.
it's beautiful
It's
there.
a Chamber of Commerce day.
There. And this is what the big room looks like. This was the morning session of ShuttleFest II last year. We can and then to give people that weren't at it, we had this was of course McCully and Winston Scott there, two astronauts that we can't ever thank them enough
Yeah.
for what they do for
Right.
the whole community here.
We got a lot of good feedback from that last year. Our guests checking out and the people that showed up.
Yeah,
we're
imagine
really-
being a guest that loves space and shows up,
Yeah.
for grandma's birthday here,
Yeah.
and they get to see a first class group.
Well-
Tom Usiak sitting there. We thank you, Tom, for all you do there.
Thank you, both UCAC
Thank you.
brothers. I mean, the artwork, the pictures that they have donated to the hotel, we've had them framed. What's that place called? The
Downtown Art Gallery.
Great
Yep.
people. If you guys ever need any kind of artwork, Downtown Art Gallery.
Marty will attest to that. Marty, my co-producer over there, he's Marty, who's the proprietors there, husband and wife.
Oh, you know.
It's Jeff and Jeff and Heidi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're
Jeff and
great.
Heidi.
They're
And
great.
Jeff's an outstanding photographer.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of
Heidi
street
does
shots.
too, yeah.
And Heidi does too.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
Heidi's-
both are.
Pardon me? Yeah, they
They
both are. Yeah,
Heidi's
Heidi
also.
had some close-ups of hands or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
amazing.
Uh,
And they have a lot of
Black and
Florida
white.
artwork in there as well.
Yeah,
Painting
yeah.
and photography. It's really, really
Yeah,
great
they're,
place.
they're the best. There's no doubt about it. There again, looking. There's Hugh there. God bless him, and the rest of the group there. So
That's a really good turnout.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So someone caught this is their. It's the 5th floor, right? Tell us
Yes.
about your launch viewing room and why
Right.
the company wanted that.
So on our 5th floor, we, instead of adding 2 extra guest rooms, we actually decided to take 2 of the guest rooms, completely keep them empty, and turn them into what we call the launch view. There is sliding glass doors that open up all the way, so you're able to be just like you're outside, but with the comfort of being inside and air conditioning.
That's right.
But you still get to see it and hear it, and it's a great view.
And you can kind of see there's the railing there. So when we open the sliding glass doors, you can see it, feel it, and hear it. You know? And you know how it
Open up
gets.
the windows there are shaded because
Yeah.
that was how I could balance the light.
So that's the
Yeah.
room closed up.
Mhm.
So we also rented out. See, we put a little sort of bar. I don't know. It's like a bar up there.
Mhm.
So if people bring drinks up,
Yeah,
there,
that's a great idea,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
your maintenance excellent guy Tom was saying that
Yeah.
solved a security problem there for
Yes.
you too.
Correct.
And we rent this out. So if Boeing or Lockheed or anybody wants to have their brass come up here and they want to have a cool little meeting room, we rent this out to them.
Okay. And Marty, we're going to do a Stay Curious Live up
Yeah.
there when we get remote
Definitely.
equipment here. Definitely,
We
do
would
some
love
shows
that.
from
I don't know
up
if you
there.
guys, if that's probably with all this equipment. It'd be
No,
kind
no,
of-
we're efforting that. We used to do it before when we were on a laptop, and we don't want to take our studio stuff out on the road. But we got a beautiful donation from Go History Travel,
Yeah.
and Dave Stangy's watching today up in Michigan. Dave's contributions and Hazel Banks' contributions specifically earmarked for our show. We're going to be able to buy some equipment like
That's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's great.
Yeah, we're so there's another view, beautiful view there.
Yep. So that's yep. So that's looking out the window. So
The
if there was a
VAB, you
there's
see
the VAB, right? So
Mhm.
Vehicle
You can-
assembly building.
you can see the launch most of the time, probably 98% of the time from the ground up.
Yes. Yeah. The
There's only one launch pad that is semi-blocked by the VAB.
39A, but it's actually very cool when it
Yeah,
takes
39
off.
days over the what is that? The building is the Marriott.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but 39A is directly from our line of view is directly behind the vehicle assembly building. So if you have a launch from that pad at night, it looks like the whole VAB is glowing
Mhm.
Yeah.
as the rocket comes up. It's really cool.
And I need to get up there do some launches up there, and you've invited me many times.
Absolutely.
I'll get up there. Usually open it up 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Correct.
I understand
Mhm.
up there. So,
All right. So we can put you in the best spot, and you can go from there.
good.
We'd
good.
love to have you guys over there.
Well, we'll do that. I get a little. I think about a night launch, and then but I will get over there because well, there's just all kinds of places to photograph a launch from. This is a launch I did from outside your property on the right. That's the I think that's the Crew 6 going.
Yeah.
on,
that's-
Really?
right?
Yep.
And I miscalculated where that pad was.
That's a great shot.
And then it went straight up. So if I'm across the street in
Yeah.
the medium there in the 4-lane, and I'll do that again there. But
Yeah, you can come over any of those you want to come
no,
over.
well, thank you very much.
And if
I
you want to
will.
go on the roof, we can take you on the roof.
Oh wow, okay, we'll do that.
But that's only for you.
Thank you. Only for me. Well, Bill Whiting might want to come along with me, and he's
Yeah.
one of our watchers there. Bill went up with us with Tom to check out the property there.
Cool.
We're glad Doug Forrest is watching. He's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the panel
Perfect.
and talk. He
I'll
made
be
a
there.
room. Doug
That's
Forrest.
April 15th, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Of course, Mark Usiak is watching, as his brother Tom. Hazel Banks, thank you, Hayes, for contributing and supporting us. Gary Gerald is our favorite peanut farmer up in Georgia, in Collins, Georgia. He is. He's a peanut farmer.
That's awesome.
He's a private pilot, and I bet he and his wife will be booking their stay at your hotel when they come down next time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gary, for supporting us. Melissa Pope, she's on the Space Coast. Christina Smith, thank you for watching. And Dave Stangy, like I said, is watching up there in the Wolverine state of Michigan, waiting for everything to
Michigan.
thaw out up there.
That's right. Are they still
So-
getting snow up there?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know. That they hope
We,
not.
we don't know because we're down here.
Right, they're worried about tornadoes, is what they've been
Yeah.
really beating hard
That's
with
true,
the
yeah.
tornadoes out there. But Marty, any other comments out there today?
No, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, is there something that either one of you that you'd like to share about the your hotel, the Space Coast?
So our launch view room is generally for our guests. It's free to our guests. It's free to folks like you and people we invite over there. So it's really not open to the general public,
Correct. Yeah.
unless we put out some kind of notice.
Okay.
Because really the best place to watch a launch is anywhere in town.
Space View
However,
Park. Yeah.
If you want to watch it from the ground up, you got to get up high.
Yeah.
And that, so we would love to have everybody come over, but we just don't have the room. So it's really limited to our guests.
Thanks for emphasizing that. I didn't mean to allude that you could just go there. But you know what? I don't care where you're at, Marty. When Space View Park is elbows to elbows, okay. What our rocket hobo Ozzy says out there is, there's my rocket hobo pad there. What our rocket hobo Ozzy says, and I'm going to give each of you one of those.
Oh,
How about
yeah.
that? There you go. You guys are now rocket hobos.
Love it.
Okay. He says, just after 10 seconds, everybody's looking up.
Yep.
Okay,
love
so
that.
don't worry about who's in front of you.
Exactly.
Because everybody's looking up.
Y'all
Yeah,
have
you're
to-
welcome there. Yeah, on there.
But yeah, so we've been busy. We're thinking about putting another hotel. We might put a restaurant there. We don't know yet. But so this isn't just for space, even though this is a space program. If there's a hurricane, this is the hotel you want to be at because we have impact windows and a generator. So come on by. That's where I would be if there was a hurricane and I didn't work there.
All right, that sounds like and we don't want hurricanes, fingers crossed, but it is a fact of life down here.
Definitely.
Dana, you've been in the business a long time, and when I go to Space Coast Office of Tourism meetings that are responsible for the 9% tax that goes to the community things on there. Every month, the record number of collections for that.
Yes.
So tell people out there how crazy it is right now in a beautiful way. You've
Yeah.
been in this a long time. You've never seen it this busy, have you?
I haven't. When I moved down here and started working at the visitor complex, it was just before the shuttle program had retired. And so things got, it was very busy when I first moved here, but then of course once that retired, then it kind of got very slow. And now we're back. We're back to the way it was, even more so. Just the excitement of everybody's faces again, just seeing, knowing a rocket launch is happening, crews are going back up. It's just so much fun to see US 1 shut down because there's so much traffic for these launches. The little things that kind of used to be annoying in the past is so much fun now just seeing the excitement
That's
again.
true. And for me, like I wasn't a big space fan, you know what I mean? But we like as a kid, we'd go to Disney World, and our parents would say, "Hey, you want to go over to the Space Center?" We're like, "Nah, they don't have roller coasters,"
Right.
But to sit here and watch these rockets go up is truly amazing. It really is, and I'm really trying to catch up and get caught up on who was who and what happened first, and so I have a lot of catching up to do. So I think I'll be visiting your museum a lot.
Good, and you're great at referring people to our museum. There's going to be a night launch Thursday night, Friday morning, 12 something.
12:30, I think.
Marty Winkle over there has seen probably 1,000 launches
Yeah.
in his career. And
That's
Marty, what do you
amazing.
say to people? You don't want to miss a launch. Why, Marty? What do you say about the launches?
Well, I'm not sure what you're getting at, but they're all great.
Yeah, I mean, they're all unique.
So what you always say, Marty, is they're never alike.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get out of you. You say you've never seen two alike, and you've seen over 1,000.
That's
The more I
great.
say so much, I forget what I say sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Join the
I know.
club.
Yeah. Good there. Trying to get, but well, thank you, Marty, for chiming in there. But he goes out there and sells T-shirts and coins at Spaceview Park for a museum.
Yeah.
But we like the people. It's just such an environment. It's a, 3, 2, 1. Something exciting is going to happen or not happen, and everybody's there on the edge of their
I
seat.
think what's really cool is that we're living in a time where there's so much diversity, and and when you see a launch, for how many ever minutes it is for that, everyone is united in
That's
an
right.
excitement of one thing.
That's right.
And that's what's really neat about the launches nowadays, is it brings everybody together. It doesn't matter what they're feeling,
Yeah.
and things, but for one moment,
Everybody's together.
everybody's
They
together.
are. They are.
And that's
Can
the
you
thing.
imagine Artemis 2?
Yeah,
What
that's
that's going to be like?
This whole town's going to be on gridlock.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because Artemis 1, she was telling me, it's going to take you an hour and a half to get to work.
He didn't believe me.
It takes me 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, well, that sounds crazy. It took me over 2 hours to get to work. So, get
So-
here early for the Artemis launch.
So do you think it'll be how many hours do you think you'll sell out when they announce the launch date of Artemis
I mean,
2?
it'll be a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
Really.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first one
Hear
was
that, folks? If you want to stay
Yeah.
there,
Anywhere.
call them immediately. Do not call me, okay?
That's right.
Please. I cannot. This lady and Robert have done us lots of favors here. Do not call me. Call them.
Yeah, book early because the
Yeah.
whole town and probably, I don't know, 10 miles either way will be sold out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure almost all of Florida will be sold
Yeah,
out
we're
by the
looking
time.
a year away for the Artemis 2 launch, but how exciting it was to know the astronauts a little bit from seeing them go to space.
It's so amazing to me that I can be walking down our hall and run into an astronaut, and then we're in the middle of history. I don't know if there's been
Like
this
this?
many. I don't know if there's
Just
been.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Eileen
Exactly.
Collins, if
That-
you want her.
That's exactly my point right there. I walked around the corner and Dana said, "Here's Eileen Collins.
We
She's
got
an
the
astronaut."
elevator. Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. And then to be part of history. I don't know if there's ever been this many rocket launches for this long a period of time.
No.
Yeah.
Marty, no. Marty's seen them all. They broke the record of 57 last year.
Yeah.
They're looking at 90
Yeah.
is what they're thinking about someday
Yeah, that's
from
crazy.
there. We got Daniel DeYoung is watching. He is an airline pilot for Spirit,
Oh, yeah. cool.
flying to friendly skies. Daniel, thank
Hey,
you,
Daniel.
buddy.
Hey, Daniel.
And Ron Roberts is watching.
Hey, Ron.
So they know where to book their next vacation
That's
down
right.
there. Yeah,
Great.
beautiful lady there, Eileen Collins. Just
Yeah. Very nice,
The
too.
first female pilot and then commander, and she is so humble and unassuming. You'd think she's got a bunch of Avon products
Who's
in
that
her,
guy in
her
between
bag there.
Eileen and Dana?
Yeah, that's me. Nobody told me to smile yet. So,
And I don't think you didn't know she was there either, or did you?
no, you were
Yeah.
going up and showing us the launch
Yeah,
viewing
yeah.
area.
And she
And
was in
Dana
the
was.
elevator.
We pushed the button, and she got on the floor
Yeah.
below us,
That's
and
crazy.
she happened to know me from future things, and just
I love it.
She's so. You almost had to say. She wanted to talk to you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eileen did. Is like, I gotta get back to work, Eileen.
I
You
know.
know, I'd like to talk to you. It's just
She-
some of them are just
I got
awesome.
an autograph book of her book she wrote. I got it. She gave me an autograph book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's up in my display case at home.
Any other
I mean, how cool-
VIPs that stay there that besides astronauts?
Well,
or-
the other day we had Erin Moriarty there. She's
Yeah.
not an astronaut, but she was doing something for, what is it?
Erin
48
Moriarty.
She's a interviewer on one of those crime shows. I think it's 48 Hours.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I believe so. Yeah.
We've had people. I'm catching up, so I can't spot them. So
Right.
she always has to point them out to me. So I don't. You remember anyone?
We had the group from Masterclass
Okay.
stay with us. They were doing a documentary for one of the crewed launches a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and Winston was there. I don't know if he stayed with us, but he,
Scott.
Yeah.
You get your share of out of town and overseas
Yeah.
TV station
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
We had the
Yeah.
so West 2 did a broadcast from our launch room, and and we've invited them to come back anytime they want.
Okay, good.
And they were great.
Orlando, one of the three big
That's right.
Orlando
Yeah.
TV
That's right.
stations.
So, we're right in the middle of what's happening, which is great. We can literally see everything that happens out there from our hotel.
And on the 405, you're 40 minutes from Orlando, really.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
the-
We're the best
right.
spot because, 45 minutes to the airport, an hour to Disney.
Hour to Daytona Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
and let's don't forget our beaches.
that's right. The beaches here,
Absolutely.
I grew up in Florida and I was an outside kid. The beaches here are gorgeous. I mean, the wildlife here is
Yeah.
off the chain. So
$20 to get into the Merritt Island
Yeah.
beaches, but it's
Mhm.
worth it. Carlo's
yeah.
$20.
So we're doing, what is it? What's BK Adventures?
yeah.
So we're doing a cross promotion with a bioluminescent tour. So you can go in a kayak and you can see the what is it, algae that
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Bioluminescent.
it's bacteria actually. I think.
bacteria.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
yeah.
cool.
So, but we went out, we saw gators, dolphins. We go to McDonald's and we see dolphins swimming by.
Yeah. And that's living on the Space Coast here, living
great.
large,
That's right.
enjoying the Space Coast. I can't thank Dana
LaVasseaur.
LaVasseaur.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to say LaVasseaur.
I had that same
LaVasseaur.
problem for a while.
Yeah, Dana LaVasseaur. All right, Robert Carmody. Can't thank you both enough for
Thank
the
you.
Thank
wonderful
you. Thank you
relationship
very
that
much.
we
Thank you
built
so much.
between our museum and
Absolutely.
you, because we needed them. We needed we don't have enough room here to conduct a program like
Yeah.
this, and it's really a beautiful relationship there, and it's
Yeah.
it's an osmosis between everything out
You
there.
guys have been great, and thank you very much.
Well, there's more to come, and we thank you, and thank you for a wonderful Streamlabs job there, Marty, and Selvin Trotter is our been helping us today. Selvin, thank you. He's going to learn the board there to help out, give Marty a break once in a while. This is our 787th episode in 4
Wow.
years that
Wow.
we've done
Keep you out
to
of trouble.
stay curious with everybody. So tomorrow, you guys know the Russian shuttle Buran?
No.
Well, they built a space shuttle that looks exactly like ours. It looks like it, but we're
Right.
going to find out the differences in it. It flew one time 20 some years ago, and we're going to have Gary Allgaier, a NASA structural engineer,
Wow.
talk about the knockoff that the Russians built of our shuttle called Buran. And
Yeah.
you're going to learn some things you never knew about Buran, whether you think so or not. Yeah, it looks like our shuttle because I was told there's as many KGB agents in Titusville as there was in Moscow at one time.
I wouldn't.
No, really, they learned how to build it at the Library of Congress, no doubt.
Yeah.
Went there and just got NASA's plans for it
Yeah.
in the library.
And we saw
The
that
Russians did.
3D printed rocket went off the other day, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. This technology is something else. So join us tomorrow on Stay Curious when we talk about the Russians' one and done Buran shuttle. And again, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Mark.
until tomorrow, I'm Mark Marquette saying we can't wait to see you in our own museum to bridge the space between us.